I'm back! Last video, I went through the superficial things about Korea. Everybody knows about the 12-hour academies, the suicide, the racism. This video, I go deeper into the nasty fuck-ass shit-infested joke of a culture that is Korea. Without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, comedy. As I'm something of a comedian myself, and a quite good one at that, it's clear that all my takes on all different jokes is 100% correct. And that goes without saying, Koreans are so unfunny, it's not even laughable. The one original meme Korea has is making fun of Nomuhyun, who was the 9th president of South Korea. And he was a pretty good one at that. But then, what makes him so funny? He jumped off a rock on May 23rd. And remember that number, 523. It's gonna be important later. So, to put it into Reel's terminology, he's basically the Charlie Kirk or JFK of Korea. But the difference is that jokes about them are pretty fucking funny. There at least goes effort into them. Wanna know how Nomuhyun is used? 523. Apparently, the date in which he
logged off from the server
is funny in any context. Got nothing to say? Shout 523 and people will just go into frenzied laughter. There's a community site similar to Reddit called DC for Koreans, and anytime they find 523 in the open, they post it with the caption, "It reminded of him, I'm in tears," and people find it funny. You might have seen this phenomenon on Reels as well, cause whenever these brain-dead unfunny NPCs find 523 on anything, they comment whatever's going on in that empty brain of theirs in Korean. It's like an Easter egg. If you find a post with the number 523, check the comments. I guarantee you there's going to be some kid who thinks they're so funny commenting in Korean. And it just pisses me off so much because it's such a disgrace to comedy. Where's the effort? Where's the passion? There is nothing funny about a number that you've been spanning for the past 17 years. Not only that, but Koreans are late to every trend ever. There are so many times I've seen some guy repost a meme. It's already been dead for months. It really makes me think that Koreans are one evolution behind us in terms of being funny. They're the YouTube shorts compared to how I'm Instagram Reels. The best example of this is with 6'7", probably the biggest meme in all of 2025. Wanna know when Koreans caught up to it? November! Like 8 months after 6'7" kid said it. Do you know how long that is? It's enough time for a woman to get pregnant and give birth. Although there is a high chance that it's a miscarriage, but my point still stands. I realized that 6'7" started gaining popularity in Korea after a guy who's obsessed with 523 started spamming it. So I decided to give him the benefit of a doubt. I acted as if I was oblivious to what it meant and asked him what 6'7" meant. And I'm not joking when I say this. He yapped for 5 minutes straight saying how it was connected to this hand sign and it's how it's a new meme. I fucking knew it, you poser. 6'7" has no meaning. That's the joke. It's funny for retards like you. Whew, that felt nice. Now, on the topic of retards, I guess we can smoothly transition over to our presidents. Oh, before that, good. I won't get murdered tomorrow. Look, I'm not into politics, nor am I interested in it. So whatever I say, take it with a grain of salt. But you can't tell me that these guys are good at their jobs when the country is in fucking shambles. 0.8 birth rate. Oh, but it increased from 0.76. Who cares? It's still under 1. A 0.04 increase isn't going to unfuck your country like how some cucks expect their wives to be after overcoming their mental illness. 0.8. I watched the Kurzgesagt. I've watched the Kurzgesagt video, okay? This country is over before 2100. Even if the birth rate suddenly goes up to 2.1, there's still going to be a blip of workers and an increase of babies, which fucks up everything. That is one of the main reasons I've given up on this country. And I said I'm gonna talk about politicians, but I'm gonna get off topic for a bit to talk about my peers, my fellow Koreans, because they are so fucking dumb. 0.8 birth rate. How many times do I have to repeat this? The country is going to shit in 50 years. Whatever job you get is meaningless. Why do you keep thinking going to a good college, getting a good job is going to work out like it does in the movies? It's not. This country is absolutely fucked. Please, wake up. There is no saving this country. Okay, side tangent aside, back to politics. Apparently, earlier this year, our government lost 1,700 bitcoins. So, good job guys, but the government itself isn't what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about Yoon fanboys and girls munching the ever-living shit out of his dry-ass cock. If you didn't know, our last president got fucking impeached for declaring martial law. And by the way, we impeached our president twice the last decade, which is a fucking record on its own, by the way. Exclude Peru from that, because at this point, that's not a fucking country anymore. But what are Yoon fanboys? Well, they're called Yoon Agains. Basically, people protesting to have Goon, the guy who got mad none of his stupid-ass policies were getting approved, so he decided to declare martial law to try and get immediate power, which got cancelled after a few hours because it was such a fucking dumb move. You could tell that it was a fucking dumb move because people on his side, the right-wing politicians, didn't even bother showing their faces when everybody was voting to undeclare that shit. And these motherfuckers have the audacity to go around neighborhoods shouting Yoon again, like, oh my god, bro, it's fucking MAGA. And let me clarify, I don't know shit about politics, but I do know it's basically Minecraft Twitter drama for people who want to look smarter by saying I'm into politics, when in reality, you're just a fucking retard. I swear to god, these people will get tunnel vision whenever politics is mentioned and immediately resort to shitting on the current president, which is just the left is bad mantra slapped over the most unfunny overused shit ever. Like, I don't know anything about politics, so I don't know why our current president is getting this much hate. But don't you think that the guy who's probably within the top 0.1% when it comes to being smart is gonna do more good than bad for our country? I'm just so tired of these kids acting like they know a thing or two about politics to look smarter than other people. You are literally LARPing politics. How do you stoop down to that level of lameness? But maybe I get it if the country had, more than 30 years left. But it fucking doesn't matter what side of politics you're on. Your farms are going to fail. Rent is going to get exponentially expensive. Your taxes are going to increase to take care of the growing proportions of the elderly. Your pensions are going to be dried up. Why do you keep focusing on such superficial problems? How many times do I have to say 0.8, a non-existent birth rate, is going to fuck over the country more than any president you shit on or glaze will ever do? How can you be one of the smartest countries yet still be so fucking dumb, so oblivious to such problems? And this isn't some nihilism type nothing matters mindset, cause that applies after you've died. But this will happen during my lifetime. It's a fucking canon event for all I know. And it pisses me off as to how dumb these people can get. Alright, editor's note. Alright, I said I was going to talk about, the untolds about Korea. And I rambled on about politics, so my bad guys. But you know what that means. Part 3, baby!